Welcome back to another episode of Front Row Cinema, a movie podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers. I am your host, Teacher Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host. I got number one Cutter in the house tonight, and boy, are his wrists tired. We got Mr. James O'Reilly.
Oh man, what low hanging fruit that was.
Did it for the emo people out there. They loved it. Jim, I'm sure no one gets it off of that reference, but what are we watching tonight?
I'm not sure anybody would have gotten it off of any reference because I did not even realize this is a thing that happened. But it's the final cut.
That's right. Not the final countdown, but the final cut, the 2004 thriller, written and directed by Omar Naim and starring Robin Williams, Mira Sorvino, and Jesus Christ himself, who absolutely can hit a curveball, Mr. Jim Caviezel.
Wow, real deep major league cut there. That came out of nowhere.
I, I actually just watched that the other night, so it's been
It
fresh in
makes a
my
lot of
mind,
sense. Yeah.
and that's probably like my favorite line in the entire movie. You telling me
It's a
Jesus
great
Christ can hit a
line. Yeah.
curveball?
I just I just couldn't believe that you said it right now. It blew my mind.
Yeah, busted it out. I always find a way to slip it into combo. No, Jim, astounding to see. I don't have a DVD for this.
I'm not so astounded.
Yeah, this is a real deep lore that really just fell into the cracks of 2004.
Are we even sure they made a DVD for this?
That's a good question. Yeah, is there a DVD? Can we find a priced DVD right now? Let's see.
And good. Oh, Matt, hold on.
What? Let's see. What do we got? The Final Cut DVD. What are our options?
I can buy it on eBay for $1.90.
Oh, I do see that. That is the DVD. Is there? Do we got a Blu-ray copy out there? Nope. They
Walmart
never up.
has it for $8.27. I'm assuming you have to order it online though. I don't think you
Yeah,
can pick it up in store.
they never. What you think
Just in
Walmart's
case
still
you're
carrying?
curious.
You think
By the way, that
Walmart's
eight
still
dollars and
carrying?
twenty seven cents. In case you're curious, that's $35.96 per pound.
Oh boy, man.
Because
Yeah.
apparently Walmart has a per pound price for DVDs listed here, which is crazy.
Listen, if there's one method in which I need my Final Cut DVDs, it's per pound.
But like, what are the like? You do you think I can actually order this random movie from 2004 on Walmart.com right now?
I would not put it past Walmart. And if they didn't have it, there's probably some sad sack like in the Walmart warehouse right now. It's like I gotta hunt this.
Okay, hold on. I added it to my cart.
Oh, he's doing it. Let's see what we got.
I'm just like I can't believe that this is a thing. Like they have this on here.
Well, it's probably been sitting in the warehouse since 2004. They're going into the dank recesses of the Walmart warehouse, like dusting off the place no one's been to in a while. And they're like, oh my God, we got 100 of these.
Yeah, but at some time you just cut your losses, right? Like just like burn them or something.
You know,
Like
Jim,
nobody's nobody's ordering this DVD anymore, guys.
are you kidding me? I'm about to add it right now. I need it in my collection.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna order it just because I want to see if they'll actually deliver it to me. I'm putting in my order right now as we speak.
Immaculate. They're just like, do you want it sent by drone? And you're like, yes, I need this overnighted. I need this overnighted, please.
That might be the best argument I've heard against drones yet, is that like that you could use them to deliver me this DVD.
It's like when everyone got the new iPod and it came with that U2 album that no one asked for. It's like
No, it's like,
whenever you
oh,
sign up for Walmart drones, like you instantly get a Final Cut DVD.
yeah, it was when you got your phone though. The U2 CD was just
Yeah.
like loaded on it.
Loaded on it, and everyone was like, "Who asked for this?" But I
And
don't.
I
Yeah,
think it was like it wasn't even when you just got your phone. I'm pretty sure when the album came out, they just like forced you to download it.
they
Like it
just
just appeared in your music folder one day and it was like, what is this?
Ono knew he was like, everyone will want this.
All right, I'm making a Walmart account.
Oh boy, yeah, you're going deep in the lore. Right? You're really going in there right now. Well, you do that. I'll read a log line for you, which I painstakingly pulled from IMDb, and it reads: Set in a world with memory recording implants, Alan Hakman is a cutter, someone with the power of final edit over people's recorded histories. His latest assignment, though, puts him in danger. Top
I mean,
notch.
yeah, that was the one we read last time. And
Was it? Oh
they
yeah, that's right. That's
also
right.
that was probably selling it a bit hard, honestly.
I have to give it some gravitas, Jim. If the movie's not going to give it, I got to at least try to give it. All right, I got to
I
give the people
guess.
what they can get. This is a first time watch for both of us, right? I think we were talking about that last week that neither of us had ever even heard of this movie.
Yeah, I've never heard of this movie.
Yeah,
Absolutely
so
not.
it's going to be very fun for us to dive into this right now. See, I actually had you were able to do it on Fandango at home or whatever it was.
No, so I was duped. If to
You were
watch it for free, you had to watch it with ads.
on Fandango also.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I paid the $3 because I couldn't justify like the extra time sitting and watching this movie was worth $3. You know what I mean?
No, you're totally right. By the third round of ads that came up on Tubi, and each time it played ads, it was more ads. I was like ready to blow my fucking brains out. Like, because
Right,
like the
like at
first
some
one,
point.
they dupe you in because the first one happens and it's two ads. They're each like 7 seconds. I'm like, that's manageable. We can do that. And then by
It
the
goes like
third time,
progressive.
yeah, by the third time it's seven ads, and it's gonna take like
Seven
yeah, it's like
ads.
3.5 minutes, and I'm like, what are we doing here, man? Like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, so it was not a great way to watch the final cut. I don't recommend it to anybody. And
I
just
could,
just
I
don't
guess,
do it.
like by the end, you're more invested. So they're like, they'll sit through more ads now that there's only 15 minutes left.
They really got me because when they got to that one, I was like very ready to just be like, I'm gonna turn this off. And then it was just like, there's only 7 minutes left. And I was like, you fucking bastards.
Yeah, but like the joke's on them. I turn movies off with like 7 minutes left all the time when I watch them for free. Like, that wouldn't be that. I wouldn't be into all watching all those ads.
Oh, they knew they suckered me in. I just angrily sat there and just waited it out.
Yeah,
And
but anyway, my time was worth something to me today. So I just shelled out the $4 and change and watched it with no ads.
well, you're a smarter man than I, and I wish I shelled out some money, much like many people. But I think many people followed in my steps, Jim. No one shelled out money for this bad boy, because I am very curious to see how little this box office return ends up being.
Numbers, dates, numbers, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
All right. Sorry for the delay. I'm still furiously trying to make a Walmart account. My six-digit security code did not work. So I have a feeling that I cannot order this DVD, that this is
Now
all a
they're like,
big
we're just gonna
shell
give him.
game.
They're just gonna give him the runaround till he
That's what it
gives up.
seems like. That's what it seems like to me.
They're
Like the
just at the
security
warehouse
guards
right
have a
now.
switch on them. Like, are they trying to order the final cut on DVD?
Like an alarm's going
Nah.
off at the warehouse right now. They're like, someone's trying to order the final cut. They're like, what? Send them in the loop.
That's what it seems like from where I'm sitting.
Oh, what a shame.
But so anyway, the final cut, it's gonna open. I found this again. I don't put a lot of work into this, so this was in a very cursory Google search. I found the budget to be $10 million.
I mean, that wouldn't shock me. That can definitely track for this movie.
Yeah, because
Because
I
also,
mean, when you
while Robin Williams is a huge star, he continued like even when he was working, like he seemed like someone who had like no issues like taking pay cuts or like being shot if it was something that like he wanted to be in or was going to put in. So I could see this still being 10 and him taking like a lower fee.
yeah, this was also kind of his like low budget drama phase that he went through.
That's true. There's like this 1 hour photo. Like he was really hitting up with the weird stuff in the early 2000s.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so against that $10 million budget, it's going to open the weekend of October 15th through the 17th, only on 117 screens.
Wow, interesting.
And that's going to be the peak of its release, by the way.
It never gets higher than that.
No, it only goes down from there.
That's insane.
Yeah, which like I'm kind of like fascinated by this whole thing because like I don't understand what's the point at this point. Like it's releasing in October. It's kind of like a like maybe you're trying to like misrepresent it as like a horror movie kind of thriller like before people actually go buy a ticket and then they're like, "Hey, wait a second."
I've been bamboozled.
Yeah. But like it's like I had no wide release whatsoever. They
Crazy.
didn't like pay a ton of money to make it, and it's not like an Oscar movie, right? So I don't know what the heck
Oh,
this
not even
even
close.
is.
Yeah, I don't know what they were attempting here.
But it's going to open on those 117 screens down in 25th place with $226,000.
Oy vey. Is most assuredly coming down towards the bottom of our list here with some just a collection of movies that have not made anywhere near close to $1 million. This is going to settle in the number 98th spot, just behind I Heart Huckabee's 292,000 and ahead of The Motorcycle Diaries 158.
Yeah, and I think over time this is going to become the Jim picked a movie that like came in 30th its opening weekend, just like kind of area.
What a collection of movies it's turning out to be. You really know how to pick them.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? But yeah, so I mean, 25th. There's not really a lot to talk about here. It
I
only
mean,
stays in theaters for 4 weeks. It's out of theaters by November 7th is the last weekend, and then I think November 11th is the last day.
geez, so it only makes 4 weeks.
Yeah, by its third week, it's already only on 49 screens, and then its fourth week, it's on 10.
That's like pure insanity.
Yeah, and we'll
I'm
just
like, I'm confounded by that.
yeah, we'll just get into some totals because really, like, what else is there to say about this? Like, there barely even is a box office run. I don't even
Yeah.
know,
So
like, what this is.
it's never in contention. It never does anything. It shows up, makes a couple of dollars, and is just gone before you even like know what to do with it.
Yeah, and I don't know if like is it the kind of thing where it doesn't do well on 117 screens, so they're just like, ah, fuck it, like let's just
Like,
chalk this up to a loss.
yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, because I mean, usually with a rollout like that, like you do limited release, does like it does its business and gets positive word of mouth, hopefully, and then
Right.
you increase from there. So if this doesn't have the positive word of mouth with it, and no one's even showing up for Robin Williams, it's like we're dead in the water already.
Right, like, and also, I'm sure we'll get into some critic things in just a couple of minutes, but like, there's no way people like this movie, right? I mean, it's not like maybe if you release a movie in mid-October and it gets some critical buzz, like you're thinking like, all right, maybe we'll be up for like an award or two here or there, like that'll get us some staying power over like in January come that time.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I can't imagine like something like that happen. That sounds like total fantasy to me
not
after
even,
having
not even,
watched the
yeah,
movie.
not even
Um,
close.
so we'll just do some totals. So domestic it finishes with $551,281,
Jesus, okay,
which is tough. I
yeah,
mean, that's
tough.
really bad.
That's tough.
Yeah. And then international. What do you think? Does international market save the day on this one?
Oh no, like maybe because like the director is like a foreign film director, so maybe like somewhere in his area there's a little bit more pull, and maybe Robin Williams' brand name carries a little bit more. But I can't imagine if it does anything, it's getting it back its budget, like not even close. Yeah, if I had to
Yeah.
guess, I'd say like maybe like one to like $3 million, maybe somewhere in that
Yeah.
range.
International pulls in $2.7 million
Yeah, so exactly.
for a worldwide total of 3.2 million. Do you want to take a stab at what the country that it got the highest gross in?
Ooh, all right. Who big Robin Williams fans? Is it on our side, like North South America, or is it your can I get the continent?
It's in Europe.
Okay, okay, thank you. Let's go with Czechoslovakia.
What kind of guess is Czechoslovakia, dude?
No, I don't know. What is it, like France or Spain or some shit?
Yeah, I mean, like, it had to be one of those kind of countries. Did they even have movie theaters in Czechoslovakia in
They have one
2004?
theater. It's only played the final cut.
By the way, I'm sure they did have movie theaters. Like, I'm being like a bit like ridiculous, but it's not the same thing as like Spain or France. Like, they're a bit more
No,
established
I
for
know.
like
Yeah, no.
their movie thing.
Yeah, I'll say France.
No, it's Italy. Italy pulls in
Ah,
1.2 million
oh,
dollars.
in Italy, we a big Robin Williams fan.
Yeah, like it's just funny because I can't imagine why so many people saw it in Italy as opposed
When
to
it called it
everywhere
the
else.
final cut, we thought it meant they were cutting into the meat.
I guess, yeah, maybe. But yeah, so I don't know. Not really much to dig into here in the box
Yeah, no,
office.
and I mean,
Like,
and that
really
3.2
quick.
should surprise nobody, but that's coming in dead last on our list here. The worst movie that we've done so far for a worldwide box office. Not even coming close to the previous lowest winner, which was Club Dread's 7.6. So, yeah, just astounding loss right there. And I
Yeah,
think
pretty
this
crazy.
Jim, might this also be like one of the first movies we've come across where like I don't see the ancillary market coming to save it either?
No, I can't imagine it does. And honestly, this is kind of the end of the Robin Williams run of like dramas because um before this he makes 1 hour photo. Death to Smoochie is kind of a dark comedy, but it's
That's a
like
classic.
definitely dark, and that's really great. Then he makes that movie Insomnia, which I've heard good things about.
Oh, yeah, the Chris Nolan movie.
Then 2004 he makes The Final Cut, and then some movie House of D,
Never even heard of
which
that. What the hell could that be? I've never even heard of that.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a pretty like highly billed here.
Are you looking up what it is right now? Or can you not click
Yeah,
on?
written and directed by David Duchovny, by the way.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm just clicking to make sure that it's who I think it is. I feel like it has to be. Yep,
A
yeah, it is.
bittersweet, moving story of an American expatriate's painful decision to come to terms with the childhood he fled in early 1970s New York.
Sure.
So,
So that seems like kind of a drama, right?
oh, dude, not only directed by David Duchovny, he's also
Written
starring
and
in it.
directed.
Oh, and written? Oh, dude, he does the whole Monty. Let's go.
Yeah, and it's starring first of all, it's starring Anton Yelchin, which is like,
Oh, all right, dude, what a
what
cast.
is this movie, man?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm seeing. Is it on Walmart? I might have to order a DVD.
Yeah, it
The
might
warehouse
be.
siren goes off. I was trying to order House of D.
But then, so he makes that movie, and then it's like right back in the comedies, and I feel like he doesn't really look back after that.
Yeah, well, I think because right around that time too is what, like Night at the Museum, and that probably breathed some new life into doing comedy movies.
Yeah, Night at the Museum comes out in '05. Hold on, I've been all over this great Robin Williams page.
Oh boy, the great Robin Williams, the late great Robin Williams. Isn't there? I think like around that time is like the movie, like
He does.
Man of the
So
Year. Like,
he does in so there's a bunch of comedies in a row here. He does Robots in 2005.
oh
He
boy,
does RV in 2006.
oh boy.
He does Man of the Year in
Yep, that's the one.
2006.
Yep.
He does Happy Feet in 2006. This is a little bit of a curveball. Do you remember
Dude.
the movie August Rush?
Yeah, I do remember that.
The kid who plays like cello or something.
Yeah, yeah. Jesus, dude. Is this all in 2006? My God, this guy was
Well, the
working.
August Rush was '07, and then License to Wed is and Night at the Museum's in '06, and then License to Wed is in '07, and August Rush is in '07.
License to It. Yeah, this is like where he really just takes on like whatever you need me to do, I'll do.
Well, it's his Jim Carrey the number 23, like where people were like, all right, maybe let's pump the brakes on this whole you being a
Yeah.
dramatic actor thing. Like,
Stay in your lane, my friend.
give it a couple years and then go back into like the bread and butter kind of stuff. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, geez, man, what a run of
And
movies right there. And
and off of the back of, like we said, the 3.2 million with this movie, The Final Cut. Guess how much House of D grossed worldwide?
so I even like, is it under a million?
It's way under a million. Yeah,
Really? Oh man, what's it like 500,000, if that?
389,866. It doesn't
Uh,
even look like it gets a real release.
David, my man, I'm sorry. We failed you.
Like original release, it doesn't even tell me. It's okay. So yeah, it had a little bit of a real run. It had like a limited release where it was on two screens and then like jumped up to like 305 at some point.
But not doing enough to get itself any higher than that. I never even heard of that movie. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So
Poor dad. That's that came out after this movie?
yeah, they're listed.
Uh-oh.
They're
Uh-oh.
listed in that order on IMDb, but they're the same year. So
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. If we find it, if we find that somewhere hiding in the box office. Uh-oh.
it comes out April of 2005. No, wait, that can't be right. I don't know. It says here April 2005, so we got a little bit of time.
Maybe we'll say we'll see if it
But we
comes.
might have to watch
If it
it.
sneaks up, yeah, we might have to see the majesty that is this.
I mean, how do
Uh
you pass up on a David Duchovny, Anton Yelchin, Robin Williams, Taya Leone movie?
oh, he put his wife in it too at the time. Oh yeah, now dude, if it comes up in the box, you got to touch it now at this point. Yeah, the box office doesn't shock me. The reception is not going to shock you here, Jim. 37% from the critics, 45% from the audience, a 6.1 from IMDb, and this one didn't even get a cinema score because only coming out on 117 screens. Like, I doubt the cinema score people were standing outside the theaters
Right.
like looking for opinions.
Not enough data,
Yeah, not nearly enough data. And then I got one of each on some IMDb user reviews because surprising nobody, there's not really a lot of reviews to begin with on
yeah.
this
Yeah, right. We
movie.
found like a this is like such a deep cut that even the lunatics on IMDb don't care about it.
Yeah, even they weren't touching this, but we managed to find one or two lunatics here. So we'll start with our number oneer, and he writes, I'm not sure if this will contain what is considered spoilers or not, but I will try to err on the side of caution. Actually, I'm going to keep this very short. Any person with a shred of intelligence will want their 90 minutes of life back. There you go.
Dude, I cannot stand the way that people write these reviews. You can think things and not write them down, and then once you've thought them, decide what to write. Like, that's allowed. You don't have to have this stream of consciousness where you're like, I guess I'll try and avoid spoilers. Actually, you know what? I take it back. I'll keep this short. Like, just keep it short. Just like have that thought in your head and then keep it short.
He's like walking around an office, like just dictating this to like a secretary who's writing it down as he's saying it. And then at the end, he's just like,
Right?
don't even proofread that. Let's just post it.
Yeah, yeah. Like he gets all mad later. She's like, "You said to put everything you said. What do you want?" It's like so many of them read that way, and it's mind blowing to me.
It's just stellar. And then we got a tenor here. And they write, it's the most interesting story I have seen in a long time.
Is
Omar
it?
Name is a name to remember. He is our next generation of M. Night Shyamalan. The more I watched it, the more I wanted to know what was going to happen. It made me think about the many ways we lie about our existence, how we would go to any lengths to be someone we're not, having our lives recorded on a computer. He wrote computer ship. Computer ship, and then editing it is a metaphor for living our lives being completely open and raw, but then feeling ashamed of who we really are. So instead, we try to make it all pretty and presentable. It really makes you question everything.
I no, can't say that it did actually.
Jim, were you questioning everything?
No,
Yeah, I don't think I
wasn't
questioned once.
wasn't even a little bit. There, I was questioning one thing. I was questioning why everybody was so upset about the
Dude,
thing.
I thought the same thing. I was like,
The whole
why are
movie,
people like rioting about this? Like it's
right?
we have this basically the same thing like with your social media and everything today. Like can record pretty much everything about your life. Like people live permanently online their entire life. It's like how is this any different to the point that it would be like against God?
Well, I'll tell you how it's different. Like, so the first thing, I do think that social media kind of sucks in that way, and that this movie maybe accidentally is like almost touching on that. But like, it's different because people already do this stuff at funerals. You know what I mean? Like they curate what pictures
Just
they
like
put up. They
yeah,
like curate what they're
the
going to talk about.
movies.
Like
Yeah.
it's all about like remembering somebody, not for being like messy and evil. Just trying to remember the good times, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
like
yeah.
it just blew my mind. Like it didn't make any sense why anybody was angry about it. Like it was if it was like I think there was way worse things going on in the movies than Robin Williams was like, I just made them a pretty cool memorial video that they're all gonna really remember and love. Like,
I think the crazier thing to me in this movie is that this thing, the Zoe implant, has got to be a scam, right? Could you imagine paying like because that this thing is an insane technological leap. You got to imagine it costs an arm and a leg to do it.
Yeah. I mean, they
I'm
hinted that a
paying,
couple times throughout the
yeah,
movie.
if you're paying that amount of money, and like let's say you live to 60 years old, like that's like thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of footage. You only get to watch an hour of it at the funeral. I'd be like, what a fucking waste of money. Like you
Yeah.
don't even give me any raw data. Like you see Robin Williams cutting so much shit relentlessly, and it's like I don't even get the raw tape. Like
Well, no, the thing is, I think they get the raw data,
I
but
don't
they
think
have to
so.
like, I think they do like, they're it belongs to them. They're choosing to hire Robin Williams to cut it up into a funeral thing. Like she has to give him permission to go get it from that one place. Like he can't get it if she doesn't want him to.
Yeah, but I feel, yeah, I guess, but it just seems like it still just seems like such an absurd waste of money.
The point is they don't want the raw footage. They don't want the part where the guy's like beating up his wife. Like they want to
Well, yeah,
remember him as like the
obviously not for that guy, but we got to imagine like at least like some people had to have just like a pretty solid life where it's like, yeah, let's go back to that day I just got really high on the couch and like beat Super Mario 64. Like, that'd be pretty cool. And they're
yeah.
like, sorry, dude, we didn't have enough time in the budget. Like it had to get cut.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean I get what you're saying, but again, it's like it's not for you is the weird part. Like you personally don't ever get to see any of it, you know? Like it's only the people who are like at your funeral that get to see it.
I guess, yeah. But if
And
you're
like
like the buddy or whatever, you'd be like, yeah, I'd like to remember some of the good times with my friend. Like, can I get some of that raw data? And they're like, actually, like the family don't want it, so we just cut it all. And it's like, what?
yeah. It's just the part that I'll never understand is why anybody was protesting it. They're like, "No, you just remember it."
Yeah, yeah. It's just
It's
like
like, "Oh
you
no,
have.
I'm gonna do that too." Like,
There was a sign in the background from one guy that just said like "remember with your eyes," and it's like, dude, what do you like?
yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about here?
What
Like,
does that even mean? I still remember things. Like, I just want to see a video. Like, what is the
yeah.
problem here?
And I know like again, like we're in a movie and it's like don't think too much into it. Like we're just going with it, but like.
No,
How
that you need to think. Like, that's something you should think into.
No,
I'm sorry.
I know that, but I mean for this next question that I'm going to ask here now is like, how did they get it into the baby before it was fucking born?
Yeah, that I don't think is worth asking. Like that I'm willing to chalk up to just like, all right, they like implanted it somehow, sure, whatever.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's just a movie, but at the same time, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, so like, would you just shove that implant up her vagina like into the kid's like, because like you
No,
got to
they
put it
probably
in the
they,
kid's like, because it's got to be like in his brain, right? So like, how do you? Because the memory is the kid literally has just been born and is in like the mom's arm, and it's like,
right.
how did you get it in there?
Right, no, and I'm not gonna lie, I asked that because that was like one of the first scenes of the movie. I was like, wait, how did they like get it before he was born? But then like once it was obvious that that's what they were doing, I was just like, all right. I mean, they probably just like inject it with a needle or something. Who fucking knows, you know?
I'm just like sitting there, just like, what? Like, what are we doing here? I'm like, this
Yeah,
seems like such an invasive thing.
I couldn't get over the protesters because I could like, and it's the kind of thing where it felt like something we've talked about a lot, where in a dystopian future movie, the technology that's at the center of it should have some like downside that we like you need people to rally against to be like, no, this is no good. And we're supposed to be like, yeah, those people are right. I would say the same thing. Like, but the people in this movie don't even have a point of view. Like it's never the negative of it is never really expressed beyond like the one lawyer dude like beyond like basically saying Robin Williams is cutting out the bad things people did. Cause you know, that's what we do now. Like any at people's funerals, that's when the police bust in and are like, by the way,
By
like
the way, this guy was a
this
piece
guy
of
was a real
shit.
scumbag. Just so all
This
you
guy
people at
took
the
candy
funeral
from children.
understand, he committed crimes. Here's the evidence. Like you could still hold people accountable for things regardless of what their like Zoe chip was doing. You know what I mean? Like
It's also weird that just like taking down this one dude from the company was like the way to bring it all down when really it was just like they're just gonna like because it's not even like the footage was it was just for at the like an hour at the funeral and then everyone moves on like it was just such a weird crux to be like I get wanting to like take that so you could bring that evidence to like the police or whatever to like smear his name but
right.
like just to be it to like we're gonna use this so that the people will rise up against this product it's like what
Yeah,
like,
because again, I still don't understand why people hate the product. I don't
yeah.
like I still don't get it.
Like it makes no sense. Like it's just one of those things where it's like the idea on paper, like I get what you're going for, and there is a world where like you could come up with a story that could like kind of make this interesting, but you didn't tell that story and you didn't flesh it out enough to give enough of a reason for why this is a bad thing.
Yeah, the movie doesn't believe anything. That's the
Yeah,
problem with it. Like,
yeah.
there's no like argument happening at the center of it about anything, like about anything at all.
I also find it like, and obviously like it's good in the sense that you want your protagonist to have some type of like internalized, centralized arc to go through in relation to whatever the central thing is. But it is just weird that like the thing that he gets wrapped up with in like the cutting aspect is, oh, I came across a dude in one of the videos that I think I killed back in the day.
Yeah, he looks like the guy I killed. And like it's the giveaway and I was watching it with Alyssa, who did not make it through the whole movie, by the way.
I don't blame her one bit.
About 35 minutes in, she was like, I'm not gonna finish this with you, okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I don't blame you.
It's like if I didn't have to do it for this, I probably would bail out also.
Yeah. She literally like out loud, just like incredulously was like, lots of people clean their glasses that way.
That's what I said too. When the fact that he just did that, and I was like, as a person who wears glasses, like that doesn't narrow down the search at all. Like,
right. Like
the fact
literally
that
everybody who has glasses at some
does
point
that.
uses their shirt to clean their glasses. Like
The fact that you saw that like 3 second frame and were like, that's the dude that I watched fall to his death when I was like 11.
yeah, to the point where he like risked his whole career for it. Like he was like, I know, I'm gonna fish around and start asking questions about this random guy. And
Like
then
it was also weird the way they set up where it was like the one dude in the beginning at his brother's funeral was like, I remembered the boat being green, but it
yeah,
was
the fishing
red.
rod. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
To set up the fact that like Robin Williams wouldn't remember that like it wasn't blood, it was paint. But I feel like that would be probably something you'd fucking remember if you watched someone fall to what you thought was their death and then came down to like check on them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the closest part the movie gets to being poignant at all, because what they're saying is like your memory is shoddy. It's not as good as you think it is. It's gonna forget certain details, like and certain like things. And also, if you are like had like this traumatic experience and you never really talked to anybody about it and you just buried that deep inside for like 50 years, you're probably going to remember it a lot more negatively than it actually happened. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so like that's the closest this gets to being like poignant for me at all. Where it's like, oh, he's finally able to go back and look at the truth of it, this thing that he's been beating himself up over forever. And it's not even remotely like what he remembered. Like, he actually tried to stop the kid, and like, he wasn't bleeding out. It was just paint. You know what I mean?
Although, like, how was that kid not dead?
Although I also don't know, like, well, I don't know. I could see him not being dead. I mean, like the fall didn't look like it was that far.
It looked pretty high up for when they showed it up at that high angle up there. Like,
Yeah, well, right. They made it look like a big fall, but when you looked at it from down there, it was like maybe like 10 feet, you know? Like,
the other kid still was just like, I'm bailing.
yeah, I'm getting out of here. I'm not even from this town. But no, I
Skipping
don't
this.
know. Like, do you think like the thing was right though? Was that the point? Like that the recorded memory was correct? And that people just remember it wrong, or like do you think it's that he remembered it correctly and the thing, I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you.
Right,
This
who
movie
cares,
does
I
not
guess, is the
really,
real
yeah,
answer.
it doesn't really like dive deep enough into like its themes or do anything interesting with it to even make you like think about those things while you're watching it.
Yeah, it doesn't even really have themes, like it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, no, it doesn't because it doesn't
And
really
it's
say anything about like the topic that it's trying to broach because like they don't really even go hard into what the dude that he's cutting was even doing. Like they kind of suggest that like he's been like preying on his daughter and shopping her around, but they never really show that outside of one quick clip where we just cut to Robin Williams and you see him like click the delete button after like he woke his daughter up. So it's like you're not
Yeah.
even really diving deep into like the idea of like cutting out like the really nasty parts to paint a rosy
Right.
picture of somebody.
Right. You got
And
to
we're
get
not
into
really
some like
diving into his certain side of it where it's like, oh, your memory is not what you always think it is. So it's like, so are we supposed to even trust that like what we're seeing from this like evil guy is a thing? Like, what are you trying to say and correlate between these two?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's really bad. And like you're right. The only thing I'm curious about there, what makes you say he was shopping her around? Because I didn't get that.
Well, from it seemed like, or at least maybe that's what it just felt like to me. Because at first, like when he saw the creepy guy that then he assumed was like the dude that he knew as a kid,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was like, yeah, like he was like talking about like seeing the girl, like the daughter and everything, like at the party, and it was just like, is this guy like shopping the kid around? But then they just never explore that or talk about it again because then he's just like, that's the guy that I thought I killed. Like, let me go
Yeah,
try and
see,
find that.
once he said it was, once the girl said it was her teacher, and like it was the guy that Robin Williams thought he killed, like I don't think that it was that.
No, I don't think it was that either. But it's just like they never really like. It's just like it's never like firmly centering on anything. It's just continuously just like shot putting around.
Yeah, the dad was definitely that though, for
Yeah, the
sure.
dad was definitely preying on his daughter, like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
it's
no,
just
and
like
like
I don't know, they
there's
just don't do
something
enough.
interesting here, like
Yeah,
where if the main character of your movie is the same exact guy, like he's like edits people's lives and takes out all the bad parts, and he's almost like I don't know, like a mortician maybe, like where he sees like all the gruesome ways people die that like we just kind of like forget about. Like he sees all the things that you don't see at the funeral. He sees every like dark nook and cranny of everybody that he does this for, you know? And everybody's got some, right? There's something about that guy like starting to use the footage that he gets to like meet people and stalk people and like that's very interesting like if you figure out a way to like make that part of it and it is sort of part of it but it's literally like maybe like 45 seconds of this movie like and
yeah.
that's it and it feels like to me that's the most interesting part not any of the stuff they actually focused on.
Talk about the section where like it turns out that he had found Mira Sorvino from watching other people's footage and then was seeking her
Right.
out.
And like how gross that is, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, and
yeah, that's a
how
much
you're
more
giving that person access just by the very nature of his job, you know?
yeah,
Like that's way more interesting to me if
that's
you
a much
explore
more
that somehow.
interesting movie. Or even if you do it just like making this some type of like proto-futuristic political thriller where like maybe you're cutting up someone like a politician's life or whatever and you're like sneaking into like a vast conspiracy or something like that, which is what I thought they were setting up with this dude being like the high CEO of like the company of Zoe implants that like he was going to stumble across like some shit he wasn't supposed to see that was going to like bring down the company. And that's what the other guy wanted. And then it was just like, no, this is just wrong because people don't like it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But like if you're doing it that way, it's got to be like the total recall move, right? Or like
Yeah.
the what's that? The Firm, like that movie where he's like working at the law firm and then he realizes it's like bad. Like Robin Williams needs to be the best, and they give it to him because he's discreet. But then he sees something even he can't be
And
discreet
turn
about.
away
You know what
from.
I mean?
Yeah.
And then like it's him like trying to figure out a way to take down the company.
Like
Yeah,
he's
sure,
Zoe implants like top cutter. And he's now come across something in there that even he can't just like splice out. It's
right,
too much
right.
for him. Yeah.
It's too much.
Now,
Yeah, whatever it is breaks him. Yeah,
yeah, and he's got to find a way to bring it down. Now there's your movie, but you take
right.
out
That's it.
You take out Robin Williams, you put in Chris Evans.
You put in Chris Evans exactly.
Do we have
Exactly.
do we have a movie now, Jim?
Yeah, I mean that's a movie I'll see next weekend. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like someone get Hollywood on the phone.
Right now, yeah, like we got $1 million idea for you. Chris
Just
Evans is the cutter.
reboot the final cut, guys.
I mean, I would much rather see them take another attempt at at that idea in a different manner than like get like the seventh installment of Scream. Like,
Yeah. Or like what if
and I only pick on Scream because I just saw the trailer last night for Scream 7, and it was like, guys, can we just stop for a second. Like,
Nope, we can't. It can't stop, won't stop.
yeah,
But it's either that or like I could see where if it's like another angle on this is that he's the guy who's like again like stalking people based on what he sees. And like he's kind of like devoid of emotion and like removed from reality. And it's like his only attachment into reality is like what he sees in these people's like video memories that he's watching, right?
yeah.
And like maybe he's like Charles Bronson, like he's like getting revenge for some of the evil shit that he sees like in these like clippings or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad. Like maybe like people that are like dying in the cutting that he's seeing, he's finding like accomplices and other people that like
Right,
are
right.
in
Like the
that world
people are
that
dead,
aren't
but the people
dead.
they worked with and the people they hurt. Like
Yeah,
maybe if the guy is shopping his daughter around, there's another guy on the video, you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah. It becomes more like a death wish thing. Like maybe
right,
like,
he's Charles
or dude,
Bronson. Yeah.
all right, so there you go. His daughter has the implant. He gets brutally murdered. He gets hold of the footage to cut it and sees the people that did it, hunts them down and hunts them down.
Yeah, I mean kind of like that's sort of what I'm going for. I don't want it to necessarily be about just one. Like the movie I'm kind of thinking of is like you ever see 8 mm with Nick Cage?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It's like
kind
a
of what I'm thinking
yeah.
of.
So it's like a whole like web.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like it leads him down like a whole thing.
Yeah,
Or
that's not bad.
like the first season of like Altered Carbon, where it's kind of like a detective-y story, and like most of the, or like most of it's kind of noir. Like when you're getting the upper hand on people, it's not because you're like shoots to them, it's because you like tricked them into something, you know? Like
Yeah, that's not bad. I like that idea. That's $1 million idea too. Starring Chris Evans.
yeah, I don't know if Chris Evans is in that one. I don't
Yeah, that one
know.
might be a little. You might need someone a little darker for like darker like acting range, not complexion.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. Yeah.
Although I mean, like Denzel Washington would kill that. Like '90s
I mean,
Denzel
right, yeah,
would be
right.
awesome in that role. Like, I'm
Denzel
not
would
gonna
not be
lie.
bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like he would be awesome.
It's not who I'm picturing though. I don't know. I'm not sure who would be in that version of it. I just know it's not Chris Evans.
No, definitely not Chris Evans for that. We need somebody who can go dark. You think Glenn Powell can pull that off?
No.
Yeah, I don't think Glenn Powell can
Glenn
pull it
Powell
off
would be
either.
in the other one too.
Yeah, yeah, he's more affable.
It's
I don't
right.
know who can
What
dig
about
deep.
what about Oscar Isaac?
Oh yeah, Oscar Isaac's not a bad one. I could see that. Now we said Denzel may be a little too old for that one. Is John David Washington in play though?
No, see, I think they could be old. I think it's almost better if they are old. Like
Ooh,
they've been
they're
around the
like
block, you know
they're
what I
so
mean? Like
disillusioned by everything they've seen.
right, like this is like a their crazy shit is a reaction of them having done this for so
So
long and
long.
having not made any difference whatsoever, except for bad people. You know what I mean? Like
So then, all right. So then, I'll stand by it. I think Denzel could rock that. He could feed on that.
yeah, I mean, I would watch either one of those movies more than this movie. I think the
Yeah.
Chris Evans one is like my favorite one so far, though.
I think both of those versions would work much better and have a much more, at least streamlined, concise arc to it than this one
Yeah.
does. I would absolutely also think both of those would be way better than what we got here because I really couldn't make heads or tails of like edit. Like the whole time watching this movie, like your entire thought is just like, why are we all so worked up?
Yeah, right, right. And like, why is the one guy willing to kill his former mentor to get his hands on that footage? Like, that is such a monumentally insane step. Like,
Uh,
it's hard to quantify like the level of desperation that's involved in making that decision specifically. So I really need to believe it. You know what I mean? I really need to believe that he would go that far because the stakes are that high for him. And there's nothing believable about it. There's not a single thing that's believable about it.
the whole time you're watching it as it happens, you're just like, huh? Like, really? You sure? It's a conundrum of a movie. That's for sure. And you can definitely see why I think after a couple of these, Robin Williams returns to form in the comedy realm because this just ain't it.
Yeah, and it really loses its way in the middle, man. It never you're like you said for our two ideas that we came up with, like they have an actual meat and potatoes to them. They have a goal going through the middle to the end of the movie. This gets so lost after the setup because it doesn't have that whatsoever.
It's just like meanders because first it's like, all right, I have to just cut this guy's life up. Like, oh, okay, no, now I think I saw the guy that I might have like just like let die when I was a kid. Let me see if I could find him in here. Like, oh, nope, that brought me to learn that like my parents actually gave me an implant. Like, oh, I guess I should try and see if I can see into my implant. That bothers me too, that there's no setup to that either. It's literally just like he shows up to see that guy and he's like, hey, like, you could implant me while I'm alive. And they're like, we only did that once before. And I was like, you're just bringing it up now? Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, there
like,
was no setup for that, which is bad. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a coincidental way to get
Yeah,
out of that
because
whole
it's like if you
situation.
set that up in the beginning of the movie that's like a fucking no-go thing, like that's the worst thing you can do, like in the world of cutting, and then
Sure.
like he has to do that at the end. Like now we've set up at least some semblance of a stake. Like
Yeah, this one is like, I found my implant. Let's go look at it. You can't do that. That's crazy.
yeah, he's like I'm giving you 30 seconds. It's like oh, okay, or like 5 minutes, whatever he gives them.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
maybe that's the real sin here is that the whole like concept of the technology is so thoroughly unexplored, you know?
yeah, yeah. They don't explore any of it. Like I remember one scene like in the beginning when he goes to like he goes to meet these people that we're gonna get introduced to, like the other cutters, and like you see him walk up to what looks like a cinema, and you're like, oh, dude, that's an interesting idea. That like the cinema for them there is just like people are just watching cutters versions of people's lives, but
Yeah.
then it's just like a pool hall. It's like what the fuck? Because like you would think that all these people that do this like cutting thing would have like a big ego sense that like they would want to show off their creations of this of like look what this thing that I made of this person's life. But
Yeah.
like there's none of that there. Like I would expect that they'd all be kind of like these weird auteur directors in a sense.
Yeah, right. And
They're
that's
not
kind
that.
of how
Yeah,
the movie plays him up. Like the movie
yeah.
plays him up that way to some extent.
But you never see anyone cut other than him. They're just like
But
he's
right,
the
and
best.
why aren't the things they're making more popular? Like,
Yeah,
wouldn't this be like a whole business model
like
where you could release like
and
edited
then
versions
that's
of this stuff?
that's a window where I could see people getting upset because now it's these people have
Right.
died,
You're
you've got it, you're
monetizing like
monetizing it, and
yeah.
you're showing their footage for entertainment in like in just cinema houses now. Like
And also
that's
like if you're showing it like that widely, you know, and you can make anybody look like a hero, it's like, all right, now I'm starting to get where you're coming from.
and now there's like a whole thing where it's like you're diluting it to like a point on people where you're just like painting this image that's not really there. But also there's this weird now voyeuristic thing to it that makes it so much more like creepier, where I can understand why people would not want this thing to
Yeah.
be in the world.
Right. And then because then it becomes a matter of consent too, because like kids are just being born with these things in there, and
Yeah.
like you don't tell them about it until they're like much older because that's like when they can really like wrap their heads around it, I guess.
So also you got to imagine like they never even talk about this, but I would have to imagine this would be a thing. Like Zoe Implant is a company. You're paying them to get this implant. You have to imagine they own all of the video footage
Right.
that
Right.
you record. So technically
You
your
would
life
think,
is
yeah.
theirs. So like there's the movie for where people can be upset.
That's what would make it super evil, yes.
Yeah.
Is if they were like doing like the 23andMe thing where they're like, yeah, we'll give you like a cool DNA report and also we own your DNA
Yeah.
now. Like
Yeah. But like they don't mention this or explore this or touch on this at all within the frame of this movie.
yeah. No, I'm
And
with you.
yeah,
It's very unexplored.
yeah, just a colossal misfire of what could have been like actually an interesting world to explore. We just don't
Yeah.
explore any of it.
And the result is that like this is like supposed to be a thriller, I think, right? At least
Yeah.
that's how it's like billed.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
like
think that's what
Platism.
it actually is because it's never very thrilling.
Yeah. It's more just like plotting and like somewhat trying to be like operatic in its drama, but like it
It's
never
more
really.
sad than
Yeah.
anything. It's more
Yeah.
sad. Like the best part about this, I would say, is like Robin Williams playing the guy who's just like kind of miserable but never really lets it out, you know, like
Yeah.
and just like continuously like watches everybody else's bad memories. I guess to like relate to them because he has one that's really bad too. Like I don't know, like that part of it is the most interesting part to me. Like, and like I think he plays it really well. I mean, I guess as well as he could, like for what
Yeah,
this
with
movie
with the
is. I don't
material
know.
that he's given. Yeah, I don't know. This was a very supremely disappointing watch because I find myself interested in that world, like we said, that world that we could explore. We just don't explore anything worth exploring within the world,
Yeah, right,
and
exactly.
it's
It's
a bummer.
not
It's
nearly fleshed out enough. And
yeah,
I think it's like part of the thing. Like if you had fleshed it out, I think you would have realized like maybe like a little while into fleshing it out, like, huh, is there really a movie here? Like, is there like better evil technologies I could focus on? Because I don't
yeah,
know, this one's really not like I don't know,
yeah. Yeah,
not
so
really cutting the mustard. Not it's not even quite on like Maze Runner levels of evil, you know?
yeah, yeah. So it's very very loose in its definition of a dystopian future.
You're right, right.
Yeah,
And it's
and
also like I would love to say that this is like a genius commentary on social media, except for like social media didn't really exist in 2004, you know, like
yeah, yeah, and he doesn't really like be prescient enough to say that this could be like where like we thought this would be heading.
right,
Is it?
like in 2004 you'd be making a movie about chain emails. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
about like it wouldn't be about like the evils of like social media and how like constantly trying to frame your life could be bad for everybody involved. Like that exists, but the movie unless it's made by a time traveler, I can't give it any credit for like trying to hit on that because I don't think that's what it's doing.
I don't think that was its intention whatsoever. Um, yeah, and just oh, yeah, just supremely disappointing. And I don't know that I got much else for that. Do you?
Yeah,
Is there anything we
I'm
haven't
about
touched
tapped.
on that you feel worth exploring?
I'm about tapped.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree on that.
Just that Jim Caviezel sucks in this movie.
I mean, not that he has really much to do in it at all, but yeah, what talk about a wet fart. Just kind of there. Getting hit by lightning playing Jesus did him no favors.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Jim, let me ask you this. Another week gone by. What do you think Raj gave on this bad boy?
He can't. There's no way.
This is the most unpleasant movie to look at that I can remember.
Gene, I sat there appalled.
They put almost nothing on the screen.
There's
I
just
think
no way.
I think we're really gonna have to get out of this abusive relationship that we have with Raj, Jim, because
There's no way.
he gave this movie 3 out of 4 stars.
Dude, what on earth is happening?
And he writes that the movie never really finds its way out of the dilemmas it created, but found that Williams' performance saved it from these issues. It's like, dude.
The
So
movie
basically,
never finds its way out of the dilemma it
yeah,
created.
yeah,
What does that mean?
yeah,
You're telling me there's not even a movie.
yeah.
How could you give
Like
it 3 out of 4?
that reads to me that he wants to not like this movie, but likes Robin Williams too much to say that.
Right. I just thought of a really bad joke that I'm gonna keep to myself.
Oh no, come on, let's hear it.
Nope. Nope,
Let's
not
hear it.
happening.
Let's hear it, good sir. Just an absolute. It's like Raj, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4. Really, Raj?
Well, and because here's the part that annoys me the most is 3 out of 4 does not match the blurb that you just read me.
Exactly.
Like
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
like I'll give this a 2 out of 4 because Robin Williams really like did great. But also he's in a non-movie because the movie like creates all these problems and it never resolves or even explores them in an interesting and satisfying way, you know?
It's like it's what we're trying to say, Raj. So like, what's with the 3? He's just like, but I just like Robin too much.
I guess.
Well, we'll bring it down a peg or two for you, Raj. Jim, let's hear it.
I mean, I can't give the like the highest at the absolute best I could do is 1.5 out of 5.
And Jim, even that's being generous. I'm giving this thing a 1. Like this thing is
Yeah.
a colossal misfire of its idea and execution. It is just it's pain, just pure pain. And I found myself being the ads a sweet relief from watching.
By the end, you were like, "Thank God there's 7
Yeah, you're
ads.
like 7 ads. Thank the Lord.
At least ads are creative and interesting
Yeah, right.
sometimes."
So with a 1 from me and a 1.5 from you, going to give us an overall score of 2.5. And we're going to do some battles here.
Oh boy.
Uh, in our first battle, Jim, do you take the final cut or the Queen Latifah vehicle taxi?
Taxi.
Yeah, I would absolutely take Taxi also.
Like at
So
least Taxi, I could have some fun watching.
yeah, I mean, at least Taxi had a plot to it too that like fully explores itself.
I mean, all
Uh,
right, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
I think Final Cut's gonna stand all the way here at the bottom of the list, but we'll run through the rest of the 2.5s. Do you take the Final Cut or another Jim Caviezel classic, Passion of the Christ?
Oh man, it's got to be the Passion of the Christ. As much as I hate to say it,
Another four-star epic from the
I
Raj.
I hate that one way more than I hated saying Taxi. But I have to say, pick the Passion of the
Gotta go with the
Christ.
Passion of the Christ. The Final Cut or the Cat in the Hat?
The Cat in the Hat.
Oh yeah. The Final Cut or Dumb and Dumberer when Harry met Lloyd?
Dumb and Dumber when Harry met. Like, it's like these are all really bad movies,
Yeah.
but I can't possibly pick the Final Cut.
I'm with you right there. And then King of the 2.5s, The Final Cut or Eight Crazy Nights?
Hate Crazy Nights.
Oh yeah.
Now I
Uh,
will say, before you move on, I will say there's a movie that I think is probably a little bit higher than 2.5 that I would take this ahead of, and that's
it's
American
American
Wedding.
Wedding. I knew I
Yeah.
fucking knew it. I need to
Because
hear that.
American Wedding, if the rating system being wrong is proven by anything, it's the fact that American Wedding is higher than all the movies you just listed.
Well, there it does sit. All right, so this is gonna sit in the 95 spot, joining all these 2.5ers. And I think that is an absolute deserving spot for you to be in. Enjoy your time in the 2.5s. Next week we get to go dancing, Jim. Are you excited to go dancing?
I mean, I guess so. I
Uh,
guess
I
so.
I'm excited just because I think it's a change of genre for us, like after the last couple of movies. So like I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun to like get into like a genre that we don't really explore too much, which is like kind of like the romantic comedy.
Yeah.
So I
Is
think
this one
that's
a comedy? It's
I think it's yeah, I would imagine it's gotta be a there's gotta be some levity to it, right? What is the genre that they're saying Shall We Dance is?
I don't know. I'm
Let's see.
asking.
Romance slash comedy. Rom-com.
Okay.
So
All
there
right.
you go. Come on. Come on. Little love triangle, Richard Gere, Jennifer Lopez, Susan Sarandon.
Oh wow.
We
It's
got
got to be better than this. It's got to be.
yeah, one can only hope, Jim. I
I
think
will say though, so far this weekend, it's no Indigenous Peoples Day weekend. It's off to a bad start.
yeah, not off to a great hit right now. So hopefully we could turn it around next week with some salsa dancing. We're gonna have some fun. Get some good action in going on right there. What was the last thing you jammed on?
I watched like a half an episode of Jack Reacher with my
Oh,
mother,
all right.
which season two, she had a very interesting take, one I hadn't heard before, which is that uh, she didn't like those movies with Tom Cruise because they weren't accurate to the books,
Ooh, ooh.
but she did like the show because it's very accurate to the books.
I mean, fair. That's very fair. I can't discount that point. However, the first Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise still fucking rocks.
That's what I said. You know what? I tried. I took every
Yeah,
ounce of my soul to not discount that point, and I
yeah.
didn't.
I was
But
like, I agree.
I
Jack
did say,
Reacher,
I liked that first Tom Cruise movie.
yeah,
I didn't like the second one so
yeah.
much,
No,
but the
second
first
one,
one was good.
not great. Yeah, yes. Jack Reacher, the TV show, way on point to the show. Fucking Alan Richardson is a fucking absolute powerhouse of a human being. Like, I don't even know how you get that big. Like, that is absolutely well, I know how you get that big, but like,
Yeah, right.
it's still
I
crazy.
will say though, I would take the first Tom Cruise movie over any other Jack Reacher property, including the books. Because it would be very difficult for you to get me to pick something other than a Tom Cruise, Christopher McQuarrie movie. Like,
Also, I can't discount that point either. Also fair. There is one book that I keep waiting and hoping that they'll announce that they'll do for the TV show, that they just haven't yet. That is actually that I fucking love. And if they ever were like, we're gonna do another Tom Cruise movie, and they did that one, like we'd have a fucking
I
million
think
dollar
you've told me
idea.
this before.
Yeah, I think I have too. I forget what the name of it is. I have it somewhere here in my house, but it's the one Jack Reacher book that I read that I just love the way that it kicked off, which is that these dudes like rob a bank or they rob something in a small town and they kill someone there and kidnap somebody. And while they're leaving, they're trying to like skip state lines, and they figure the best way to do that is to have more people in the car to like ward off like the surrounding police presence. So they pick up a hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker's Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so amazing because it's just like wrong place, wrong time, baby.
Yeah.
Like
You guys, your plan was perfect, except
you picked up Jack Reacher. Like so it's just like phenomenal. Like, and I would love for them to adapt that in some way, shape, or form.
it'd have to
And
be a movie. Because, I mean, I can't. Is the whole book like him being in the car with them?
no,
Or?
no, it blows up and
Okay.
becomes much more expansive. That's more like the first like third of the book,
Okay,
but
because
it's
I was
just
gonna say
like
that's like the first episode of a TV show.
yeah,
Is like
that
that's what
it's just like
happens.
it just has such like a epically awesome just start to it that it's just like I fucking love that. Let's go. Like, and then it
Right.
really explodes bigger as they get towards where they're supposed to be going because it turns out they work for like a whole criminal organization.
Yeah, I
So
could see
it
that being like the first episode of a season, like
yeah.
where like you see the whole crime unfold, and the whole time you're like, dude, I thought I was watching Jack Reacher. Where's the
Yeah.
Allen guy?
That
Where's the
yeah.
guy? And
And
then
the
like
first
they like
episode
pick up the
ends.
hitchhiker.
Yeah, and like that's
It
the end of
ends
the
with
first
him like
episode.
hitching. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
it's
his
like they
thumb
go to
out.
yeah, they're like
Yeah.
we're gonna pick up this hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker's Jack Reacher. Like that's a fucking bangerang first episode right there. Like
I mean, it would get me to watch. Yeah.
yeah, I would be like another immediately. But yeah, I can't discount how good that first Tom Cruise one is. Just the way
That's
that
so
first movie starts, where it's like them inside the sniper scope, just picking people off in the
right,
crowd,
right.
is like, dude, this is fucking gnarly.
Yeah, and like there's like a really good like mystery behind it. Like he like actually has like a lot of like things to solve that aren't like
Fuck
him just like rummaging through people's
yeah.
offices. You know what I mean? Like,
Moraine is in it.
oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, Rosamund Pike. Can't go wrong with some of that, baby.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I guess
caught
not.
speaking of adaptations, I caught last
Oh yeah,
night
what did
the
you see? Oh, did you see
new
Running Man?
The Running Man. The Running Man. Very entertaining. It speaks levels to the idea of adaptations in general because the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie is still leagues better.
Of
And
course it is. I
it
mean,
just
what are we even talking
yeah,
about?
it just speaks to like you don't always have to adapt the thing literally. You can take a crux of a story and adapt it and completely change it. And you can still get a good movie that can be better than the source material when you try to adapt it more faithfully. They make a wild change. They don't adapt the end of this book. They basically adapt it completely up until the ending and then cop out of
Oh,
the ending and
oh
do something
no.
completely different. And not
The
that
the
what they do differently like ruins it or anything because like even before we even get to that ending, I still would have said the Arnold Schwarzenegger one is better.
the book was better. Crowd is in shambles.
Yeah. Yeah, they're losing it. It's just I think the biggest sin that this movie makes is it's way too long. The Running Man should not be 2 hours and 15 minutes.
No, of course not. Like it's impossible.
Yeah, already way too long. Also, I love Glenn Powell, and I don't want what I say next to discount people from thinking I don't love Glenn
Uh-oh.
Powell because I love
Uh-oh.
Glenn Powell. I just think he was miscast for this movie.
He's too Glenn Powell for it.
Well, yeah, because Glenn Powell, when you want Glenn Powell, I want Glenn Powell. I want affable, good-looking, Southern charm Glenn Powell. In this movie, he has to play the angriest man in the world that like never really smiles and it has to be like so down on his luck. And I don't want to see Glenn Powell do that.
Right.
And
Right.
then
That's nothing like Twister's Glenn Powell.
exactly. But then like the movie also wants to have its cake and eat it too, where like once he's in the Running Man and doing crazy shenanigans, they want him to be affable Glenn Powell. And it's like you can't do both, man. Like
Yeah, right.
he's either the angriest dude on the planet or we're having a good time. Like what are we doing here?
Well, no, but to their credit though, they were like, "Well, listen, we put Glenn Powell in our movie. What are we asking him to do? Not be Glenn Powell?" Like,
Well, then that's where like this is where the first Running Man was so good is they realized like fuck like being literal to the book, like let's tailor it to Arnold
right,
Schwarzenegger.
we're gonna put a movie star in it, and we're gonna make it one of his movies. Yeah, of course.
So they should have just done that for Glenn Powell then. Like that's the move. Not trying to force Glenn Powell to do what the book needs him to do. But then when we get into the fun stuff, let him be Glenn Powell. It's like, no, just like tailor it to him.
Yeah, which is interesting because that's the way they marketed it. Is that they
Yeah.
tailored it to him? Like the marketing made it seem like, oh, this is like a Glenn Powell movie. It's like this is actually seems like perfect for him.
Yeah. At times it is, and at times it is very much not. But it's
By the
fun.
way,
It's
since you mentioned runtimes, there was one other thing that struck me from the final cut when Robin Williams was like, "Yep, we're coming in at like an hour 40." I was like, "Oh my god, it's the perfect time for a movie."
he knew. Also, I think the final cut came in at like 90 minutes, or like the final cut. Also, good for you.
Yeah,
Keeping it lean.
Fandango at Home had it at 1 hour and 34 minutes, but I don't know if that was including the credits or not.
Keeping it lean, and that's what we like to see. We like to see lean movies here. And Running Man, you could have done from a couple more edits, been a little bit more lean, but it was still a good time, still fun, still worth seeing on the big screen.
Nobody nearly as good as Richard Dawson, though, right?
No, I love I love
Like,
I love Coleman Domingo, dude, fantastic actor.
you
But
can't beat Richard Dawson.
can't
though,
yeah
come
can't
on.
be Richard Dawson. I do love me some Josh Brolin also, but he's not in it really that much. It's good, but it's fine. It's a good time. I mean, it's going to at least be like a good movie because Edgar Wright doesn't make bad stuff. But
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
just wish it was a little bit shorter and maybe we tailored it a little bit more to Glenn Powell's affability instead of like trying to drown him in like the sorrow of the dystopian movie that like you want it to kind of be, but then you also want it to be like a fun, just like action movie.
yeah.
It's a tough
Fair enough. It's
balancing
on
act.
the docket for this weekend, so I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll talk more about
Yeah,
it.
so it's still worth seeing, still a good time. But we turn it over to you people now. Go out, check all these movies out for yourself, form your own opinion as always. Tune back in next week when we go dancing with Shall We Dance. And as always, we'll see you at the movies.